In Life Death Part 2, we see Lilandra's sister, Deathbird, fighting the Kree Empire. And Gladiator flies through a spaceship. And we see Deathbird take down Ronan the Accuser with his hammer. And at that fight, we see Lilandra come through in a hologram announcing her engagement to Charles Xavier. This immediately isn't something that's welcomed in the Shi'ar Empire, and I don't think it was ever deserved. I mean, we could say that it was kind of deserved because they were away for a year, so we don't know. We don't actually see them fall in love, but Charles immediately is trying to convince Lilandra to move the leadership of the Empire in the Milky Way, because apparently the Shi'ar Empire is in a completely different galaxy, and like that should have been like the first sign that it wasn't going to work out between Charles and Lilandra, because she's the empress of a huge empire, and there's no way they'd want to move to Earth just because she got married to Charles. So I don't know. This is probably the worst episode so far. I'd probably give it a C+. As I said earlier on, even the worst episode of X-Men 97 is probably going to be well worth the watch. It's just the part of the episode between Lilandra and Charles just doesn't seem to work, at least in my opinion. The part that kind of worked was when Charles became a teacher for a little bit. It almost worked. Up until he, kept saying that the X-Men are his children of the Atom or dead. It's like, I think they were trying to lead into the nostalgia just a little bit too much. It's like in the original X-Men cartoon, Charles never called the X-Men children of the Atom, I don't think, or maybe he only did it once or something, but it's not a great moment that needs to be brought back. But that was the other thing, maybe the order of the episodes were just wrong, where we already knew what happened in Remember It, in the previous episode, so there was no way that Charles was going to stay with Lilandra when his dream of mutants and humans coexisting together has fallen apart so badly in his absence. Like, that would immediately make him want to go back to Earth. The other part of the episode, we have Forge and Storm, which is probably a little bit better than the Charles and Lilandra side. We have them heading out to get the cure for Forge, and Storm has to climb into a small cave, part of the cave, and she drops her flashlight. And we see the Adversary comes back after Forge had dispelled him, but that's the name of the bird, the Adversary. But the Adversary is telling Storm that Storm didn't really want her powers back. And Storm then realizes that she's the one that was keeping her powers coming back, which again doesn't really work. Like, Forge's machine works, and Storm wanted to become an X-Men again. She wanted her powers back, but oh wait, now she just realizes that she's the one stopping herself from getting her powers back. Isn't it all the part of the episode that, in my opinion, just didn't work at all? But I'm glad that she got her powers back. Means that she goes back to the X-Men, and hopefully things will work out. Yeah.
So what now?
Bye. Have a good day.
You've been given a second chance. Should we whisk away to some tropical island?
Not an entirely unpleasant idea.
Nations refusing to allow mutants displaced by the brutal attack on Genosia to return to their home countries. This, as rumors swirl that Genosia is the opening salvo in the long-feared evolutionary war between humans and mutants, with the late Professor X
Xmen.